This video is about the Spanish pronoun vos. So what is vos? Vos is the equivalent of tú in different countries. So in certain countries they use vos exclusively, like Argentina, and in other countries such as Colombia it might be seen more as a regionalism and maybe used by some speakers but not everyone. The second person singular formal Royal Archaic use of vos is different. It's only used today in literature and when addressing royalty. It is always capitalized in every instance. It basically is, the pronoun is vos, but everything else is the same as vosotros, as in os and the verb conjugation and the possessive. This is from a letter that was recently written to the king. These are the conjugations for vos. So it is different from tú, but it is only different in the infinitive present, imperative, and negative imperative. Let's take a look at the conjugations for tú. Tú tienes, tú duermes, tú hablas, tú eres, vas, te paras. It is different from tú because it has no irregulars except for the present form of ser, to be, and the imperative of to go, andar. It is always regular, so it's very easy to conjugate. The only thing you have to do is remove the R and add an S and an accent. So instead of tienes, it would be tenés. Instead of duermes, it would be dormís. Instead of hablas, it would be hablas. Sos, vas is the same for ir. However, instead of be, you would say andar, and the imperative of irse, vete, would be andate, and parate, it would be parate. Now for the negative, it is identical to the tú form. However, in some regions where vos is used, they have a special way of conjugating it. So no tengas, no dormas, no hables, no seas, no vayas, no te vayas, no te pares. This is considered the standard, the ones on the bottom in violet. This is true for Argentina. Voseo is when you use the pronoun vos, and tuteo is when you use the pronoun tú. Here are some examples that we are going to go over. So let me just read this real quick. Vos no tenés por qué ir con tu amigo. Quédate acá. Me gustaría ir con vos a tomar algo. A mí me gusta la mesa. ¿A vos? ¿Esto es tuyo o mío? Te veo, te doy. The possessive is identical and it's the same as tú. You haven't got to learn anything different. So it's con tu amigo, with your friend. As here, con tu amigo. It's the same thing, there's no difference. ¿Esto es tuyo o mío? Is this yours or mine? With tú, it would be identical. ¿Esto es tuyo o mío? Now, the reflexive is the same. However, when you conjugate the verb is going to have an accent on a different place. So instead of the tú, where it would be in the first syllable, it would be in the last syllable with vos. So quédate acá instead of quédate aquí. So for the reflexive, it is going to be the same except for the verb. So vos te lavas and tú te lavas. Now the indirect object pronoun is going to be the same as well as tú. So te veo, it's the same. The direct object pronoun is also the same. Te doy, te doy. The stressed pronoun is different. So when you say with or to or of, it's going to be followed by vos. Whereas with tú, it would be contigo, with you, and a ti, de ti, etc. So for example, me gustaría ir con vos a tomar algo. I would like to go with you to drink something. Here it would be me gustaría ir contigo a tomar algo. This is the tú form. A mí me gusta la mesa. ¿A vos? A mí me gusta la mesa. ¿A ti? Now, when we want to accentuate something to the person or to ourselves, in Spanish we would say vos mismo or a vos mismo. With a tú, it would be tú mismo or a ti mismo or ti mismo. Now, what is the difference? In vos, we can't see the difference because it's used exactly the same. You use vos in both instances, whereas in the tú form, in tuteo, you would say tú mismo puedes hacerlo. And this is, you would use tú because the verb is being modified by tú. Whereas here, the verb isn't being modified by tú, it's being modified by another thing, and the tú is being affected, so that's why you would say a ti mismo te puede pasar. So if you follow these rules, you can use vos as well. So I hope that this video was helpful, and if you have any questions,